Fresh off the heels of the CPAC annual goofathon, Trump has decided that he's gonna go after the Republican Party for using his likeness to do its fundraising. In a statement issued by his Save America Political Action Committee, ex-President Donald Trump urged his supporters to stop donating to rhinos, otherwise known as Republicans in name only, and redirect the cash to him instead. And I don't think anyone should be surprised by this. It was posted on Twitter, and here's what the statement says: no more money for rhinos. They do nothing but hurt the Republican Party and our great voting base. They will never lead us to greatness. They will never lead us to greatness. That's the way I read it for some reason. Send your donation to Save America PAC, blah, blah, blah. You guys get the picture. He had also sent a cease and desist list to the GOP, and they kind of ignored it, and they continued fundraising using his name and likeness. But I just think this is all so funny because it's peak Trump. Don't send the money to the party, send it to me. It's all about me.
So many things that I love about this. One, just the relentless grift that is Donald Trump's life just continues on unabated even after a lost presidency and election. He's like, guys, I'm still grifting. Two, what I enjoy too about this story a lot is, remember there was this sort of wishful thinking amongst establishment GOPers about how once Trump was gone, we were gonna go back to being real Republicans and blah, 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 and decorum would be restored. And it's nonsense. Trump is Republicanism, Republicanism is Trump. It's one and the same. And so I think what this demonstrates, the fact that they're even still using Trump's likeness in all of this, it shows that. And the crazy thing is that Trump is now the Obama of the Republican Party, right? As ironic as that is, he's the quote unquote kingmaker now over there. And I think they're all slowly and begrudgingly realizing it. And lastly, Anna, what this reminded me of Trump sending a cease and desist to the RNC when it comes to their fundraising efforts via email reminds me of that ex who changes the Netflix and Hulu password right after you broke up. It's like, you petty, why are you doing that? That's petty, don't do that. Don't do that. Why are you changing the password the next day? Like, come on now. Still trying to watch House of Cards, come on now. Don't do that. Anyway, that's what this whole Trump thing reminds me of.
Well, the chief counsel for the RNC responded to that cease and desist letter by saying this: the organization has every right to refer to public figures as it engages in core First Amendment protected political speech, and it will continue to do so in pursuit of these common goals. And Woz, you totally hit the nail on the head. Trump personifies the Republican Party at this point. That's it. Like, it's at this point, they have no choice but to fundraise. And look, he's a cash cow. Like, anything that involves Trump is gonna get the attention of Republican voters. They see him as a god. I mean, that's why you have in one of the more recent polls, 46% of Republican voters saying that they would literally leave the Republican Party to support a new party led by Donald Trump, something that he claimed he has no interest in when he spoke at CPAC. But then there's the other wrinkle, and this is just like the cherry, like the very important cherry on top, right? While Trump is sending the Republican National Committee and Republican organizations cease and desist letters demanding they stop using his likeness to fundraise, like, don't make money off of me, okay? In the meantime, he's still making money off of them. He's still making money off of them. So the RNC is gonna have some big event in Mar-a-Lago. So the RNC is preparing to hold part of its donor retreat at Trump's Mar-a-Lago resort. Like, Trump is just, you're right, the hustle is incredible. The hustle is so strong that not only is he making money off of them, if anyone tries to make money off of him, he'll tell people, he'll redirect people to giving more money to him. It's like, don't give money to the RNC, don't give money to the GOP, give the money to me. Give it to me.
Yeah, he's sort of like a mafia boss in that sense. If you have a little gambling ring, your little prostitution ring, I want in. I want in on every single penny that is the grift of the Republican car. Because people don't understand how much of republicanism is a grift, like the sort of martyrdom circuit that everybody goes on when they get canceled, or they didn't get to speak at a college, or they did this, or the countless freaking books that Ann Coulter has dropped, and Michelle Malkin, and all of these freaking grifters who have absolutely nothing to offer these people besides the same retread nonsense and ideals. And Trump is like, yo, these people will give me money forever. And the fact of the matter is, anybody who's in the GOP, in so much as they have any power or popularity, is because of their proximity to me and my ideas and my craziness. And so that is absolutely valuable. So if you want to keep doing that, man, you got to pay the piper, you got to pay the vig, Anna. That's all that is.
Totally. Look, Republicans, of course, from what I've read, are not too happy about Trump redirecting the funding to himself. But there is one person who's the most vocal in wanting to lick Trump's boots, and that's Matt Gaetz, who's urging Republicans to send money to Trump's personal PAC, not the national PAC, or national party, I should say. And the exact statement is, I think donors should give to the Save America PAC and should really question whether or not the Republican National Committee represents their values anymore. He's so pathetic. He's so pathetic.
Wow.
So
wow. But again, that just goes to show you the power that Trump wields, that, a Matt Gaetz, he sees it as he needs to be on the right side of Trump's graces if he's gonna continue to do his own personal grift. And that's all that is. It's crazy because the Dems, definitely Obama still occupies a sort of, he's still a sort of deity within the party and within the people who love the party, right? Like rank and file Democratic Party members, he's still this sort of deity, but this level of bootlicking would never go on in public. It's so shameless and gutless, and it's in service of a con. That's the only reason to sort of debase yourself this way. This is all a long con and a joke, and it's like, this Trump bootlicking is no different than my capacity as a US representative. It's kind of one and the same, and so that's why he has no problem doing it. He sees them both as a con.
Yeah. I just don't know how these lawmakers expect anyone to respect them when they don't even respect themselves. Like I couldn't do it. I couldn't do this kind of pandering to a wannabe mafia boss like Donald Trump. But you have Gaetz, you have Senator Lindsey Graham, and of course they do it in service of themselves. This is the way that they think they're gonna advance their political careers. Doesn't speak so highly of I don't know, the people who cast their ballots for these kinds of guys.
Thanks for watching The Young Turks, really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR. So those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.